Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome to this virtual circle of open hearted people talking about tales on important situations of human beings. Uh, Here is Rama Flores transmitting live from northeast of Brazil, from Casintihuatana. And so happy to have this third day in this week. I mean, this is the sixth encounter. We are finishing and closing the cycle of this second module. We were talking about the first day. Last Tuesday, we were talking about Kaypacha, the inner world, inner existence, the lower and the inner existence. Yesterday, we were talking about the sky, the upper world, and the light. The first day, darkness. Second day, light. And today, we're gonna try to find out what happens when the mother and the father encounters. What happened when the darkness and light comes in the same face to face. So before I talk, I would like to invite you to a little experience. I'm gonna guide a little meditation to feel with the images that I'm gonna guide on that encounter, to prepare the stage, of this encounter. So I please ask you to find a proper position. I'm not gonna ask you to assume a yoga posture, but if you like, somehow try to find some comfortable position so your body is not gonna bother you as we are gonna close our eyes. So you have to feel comfortable, you have to feel trust in the place you are. So please close your eyes. And as we close our eyes, suddenly the rest of our senses appears more clearly. So you can hear the noises. I can hear crickets and a dog and our neighborhood around. You can feel the weight of your body in the place you are. I can feel here the air moving slowly in a very gentle breeze. So all our senses are awakened. And I'm going to ask you to guide your attention to your breath. Take a big breath in and breathe out. And as you breathe out, take all your tensions, any kind of tensions. Just stay with me here and now. Breathe in, big breath in, and breathe out. And as you breathe out, take all the expectations of this moment. Again, breathe in and breathe out. And somehow, you there, me here, we together, we are closer than we think. So breathe gently, slowly. And your thoughts are gonna calm down as your emotions. And I would like to ask you to guide your attention to the place of your body that is holding your weight. If you are sat down, your legs. If you are laid down, maybe your back. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the gravity. Embrace the gravity. That force, that is the love of Pachamama. Is holding us. Is taking us to the ground. So as we feel our weight, feel gravity, we guide our attention to the ground, to the mother, to Pacha, to the inner world. And we're gonna try to find all the emotions related to fear, to worries, to anger, to lack, loneliness, anxiety. We're gonna leave them fall like old leaves to the ground. And as they fall, we're gonna feel that from the ground, from Mother Earth, a kind of light comes in, going up to our heart. So we're gonna guide this. Every time we breathe out, we let all those old leaves come down to the ground, come back to the mother. And as we breathe in, fresh, new energy comes into our body, up to our heart. Every time you breathe out, let all the emotions, anxiety, fear, worry, anger, lack, loneliness, let it all come down to the floor, down to the ground. Every time you breathe in, you let that fresh green, emerald green light comes up to your heart. And now pay attention to the upper part of your body, to your head, to your shoulders, to your throat. And we are gonna let all the dense energy, like old leaves, come out of our body and let the light from the sky come in. Those leaves, old leaves, are related to depression, indifference, distraction, lack of attention, lack of vision, lack of ideas. So we're gonna let all those old leaves come back to the ground. As they fall, we're gonna let the light come in from the top of our head down to our heart. A light, golden colored, like honey coming from the sky. And we're going to guide it through our breath. Every time we breathe out, we let all those dense emotions come out of our body. Every time we breathe in, we imagine that a string of light, golden light, comes in from the top of our head until our heart. Breathe out and let it go. Breathe in and let it in. Every time you breathe out, let all the old leaves fall back to Mother Earth. Every time you breathe in, you let the light comes in from the sky. Golden light that flows until your heart. And in your heart, you can feel that the green, emerald green light from Pachamama and golden light from TRAININGThe, they meet and merge and dance like a spiral dancing in your heart. Take your attention to your heart and feel the flow of emerald green light and golden light in your heart, merging, dancing in a spiral. And suddenly, imagine a spark of light coming from your heart, like a little sun. TRAININGThe, the heart consciousness glowing, shining in your heart. Stay there for a moment, that image, feeling that feeling. And let that shine irradiate to the rest of your body, to the place you are, to the people you share, the life and your house and your landscape. Just let the shine, the light coming from your heart grows and expand and flow. Now come back to your breath. Guide your attention to your chest. Breathing in and out. And please take your left hand to your chest, to your heart, your right hand on top of it. And try to feel your heart, Sonko. Not just the muscle, but your heart. The stage where the mystical and magic experience happens. And join your hands in prayer and slowly open your eyes. And you can say Urpichai Sankochai, Urpichai Sankochai, Urpichai Sankochai, Urpichai Sankochai, Urpichai Sankochai. I think I've already said this. That's a poetic way to give your gratitude. Urpichai Sankochai means the dove that nests in my heart flies to the nest of your heart, like giving you the most precious feeling. That bird that's is in your heart, like the bluebird of Charles Bukowski. Maybe you know this poem. The little fragile animal, if you can follow the metaphor, that is living in our heart. We have this busy and structured and full of commitment life, full of consensus. But inside, there's something rare, fragile, like a child. Many people call it like a child in my heart. Well, different kind of metaphors to point out to our heart. You know, the Andean tradition is maybe, I don't know if in English you can say this, but is cardiocentric, like heart-centered cosmovision, heart-centered cosmovision. So everything points out to our heart. not just the poems or the metaphors, but actually even physiological explanations are related to our heart. In our heart, we have sadness. In our heart, we think. In our heart, we feel guided or we guide. We say that in Tuesday, we say Kaypacha was related to our womb or uterus. Yeah, we call it Costco. And the adjective for this Costco was the will, or the doing things properly, Yankai. Yesterday we talked about the sky, the Hanakpacha, and in our head was the capability of knowledge and thinking and wisdom, and we call it Yachai. In our heart, in Sonko, that's the name for the heart, Sonko. In our Sonko, it happens that adjective that we could call it Munai. Munai, there are many meanings of this beautiful word. One of them is related to the desire. If we desire something, we can say Munai. In that sense, it's a verb, like wishing or wanting something, to want, to desire, to wish. So that's a kind of verb of Munai. Munai as well is, that this is surprising, Munai is related to the mandate. Like a judge is Munayok. Munainiok. Munainiok is a judge, someone who has the mandate to take decisions. And finally, Munai is, as an adjective, is it could be translated as beauty. Munaicha is something beautiful and literally beautiful. Munaicha or Munai. So desire, mandate, and beauty. And that points out to this meaning. In our heart, it could happen to desire to take decisions, because the desire is pushing us through our life. The need and the desire is proposing us to walk in our life. As we came out of the womb of our mother, the place where we didn't need anything, we were in paradise, in the womb of our mother. When we came out, we started to need things, to desire things. And for that, we took and we take decisions. So if we are heart-centered, we can desire through the mandate of our heart. So we can take decisions. We can desire and take decisions through the mandate of our heart. For what? That's the last meaning. For what? To admire the beauty of being alive, to admire the beauty of the encounter with life. In that sense, as we are expressions of Pachamama, Pachamama expressing itself or herself through us, we are admiring through us. Pachamama is admiring her own um, creation, admiring the beauty of her own creation. So that creates a loop of admiration and being admired through our heart. So our heart, the heart in the Andes is a very mysterious place. I mean, everything is having heart, not just my heart. When they see the mountains, as we say yesterday, the apus, in the heart of the apu is living the spirit of the apu. The apu lives in the heart of the mountain. A waka, I think I called this name, this word yesterday, waka. Waka is the place of encounter and the sacred place. Waka could be a big stone, waka could be a cave, waka could be a lake, waka could be a big tree, waka could be some ruins. That place is the place where the heart of the landscape beat. I don't know if that's the proper word. Pulse. The heart of the landscape pulse. So our landscape, the place where you live, I live, has a heart. And if we connect with that place, not just metaphorically, literally, there's like a heart pulsing. Our planet has a heart pulsing. Kaypacha has a heart pulsing. So when we meet with someone, we are building a bridge between my heart and someone else's heart. That's an encounter. When Pachamama and Kaypacha encounters, they find that place in our heart. And from our heart, it comes the child. We say that last week when we prepare the Kintu, the 3 leaves, Kaypacha, the father, Pachamama, the mother, and in the middle, in the heart, Munay Sonko. Munay Sonko, literally, as I said, could be lovely heart, beautiful heart. The heart that could take decisions. All those translations could be correct. My heart, your heart, is a place of resonance. It's like acoustic box. Can you? I don't know if it's in English. You can say this. A guitar sounds because it has an acoustic box. It receives the vibrations of the strings, and that vibration suddenly uh, creates big waves of sounds that makes you hear this beautiful song or this beautiful sound. Our heart has the same properties. It's like an acoustic box that, if it's open, could receive the vibrations, the resonance, the tunes, the songs. They're all music metaphors coming from life. And within our heart, it recreates the sounds and comes out through our expressions. Maybe with different colors or different uh, tunes, but that is somehow a communication. Sound, music coming in, sound or music coming out. That's a dialogue. We just can dialogue with Earth. We just can dialogue with the sun through our heart. We say this last week, Sonkochakui. That's a translation. The translation for that is intuition. Intuition, how do you explain intuition? Suddenly you are so open to the encounter that the solution for the complexity of communication, we are used to communicate through words. So I make a sound, a little bit of air comes out from my throat through my mouth, and that sound reminds you to a word, so you understand, more or less understand what I'm saying. But intuition doesn't need of words. It's a open-hearted communication. That's Sonkochakwe. When you don't need words, there's a language, but it's a non-word language. It's a silent language. Yesterday, someone pointed out to the silence. Our heart has silence as the language. So that emptiness, because it's like a vessel, it's like an acoustic box, it's like a little cave that could uh, receive the blessings of life, the blessings of an encounter, any kind of encounter. We shouldn't create big situations, just any kind of encounter. You come out from your house, walk into your place of work, your workplace, and suddenly you face a wall, that wall that you faced 2 years, and in that wall was growing a new plant, and that plant gives a flower. That little encounter, very miraculous and simple, could open your heart to that situation. That's real. Sometimes you have an intense communication with someone that you don't share any word. This morning I had this feeling when we were visiting a lake that we are helping to protect with a group of environmentalists. And the clouds were moving so elegantly and beautiful in the sky. And I had that feeling that puts you in the right place and in the right time. That's the feeling of Sonkochaku. That's the feeling of you being encountered, you being in the stage of encounter. You and life, without any judgment, without any conditions, without any expectations. There's no moral conditions or ethical conditions. It could be a cloud, it could be just a black stain in a wall. It could be something that you supposedly don't like. But life is sometimes contradictory. Even more, life likes and love to put you in contradiction, to put you in odd places where the structure of your thoughts are in confrontation with reality. So our heart is the encounter, is the waka. If we think, as we were using that metaphor, our landscape has a heart. This landscape has a heart. In our heart is the waka, is the place of encounter, the encounter of the green, emerald green light from Pachamama and golden light from Taita Inti. And when they love, make love, the child comes. The Bluebird of Charles Bukowski. Please, if you don't know this poem, you can make a little search in Google. Google it. Charles Bukowski used to be a poet of like black poet. I don't know if that's the proper way to describe him. Like hard poet, but he wrote a different kind of poem about a bluebird. So maybe you can find out what I'm trying to say if you read that poem. So in our heart, it happens something amazing when you encounter the heart of life. It's called Aini. Beautiful word, Aini. Most of the Andean words, they sound like stones falling from the mountain. Like like stones falling from the mountain, but some of them, few of them, are like fluid river. That's the case of Aini. Aini is like flow. So Aini is the most precious law, the only law in the Andean tradition. Aini is just flowing. The translation could be, I like to translate it as correspondence. When you are prepared to dance with life in the kind of music that lives propose. There's three ways of understanding the laws in the Andes: Mita, Minca, and Aini. Mita is the law that is enforcing you to accept. In the Inca's time, you were obligated to give 1 month of work for the state. That's your the payment. You have to pay taxes. So you pay 1 month of your work to the state, to the community. So you pay taxes with it, mita, an obligation. And look at your life. You have obligations. We have laws. The laws obligate us to do things, certain things, and avoid certain things. Minka is another thing. It's another level of connection with life. We make a deal with Minka. Minka, it's a deal between two people. I give you something and you will give me the same in return. Usually Minka is for labor. I work for you one day, you're gonna work for me another day. So this is a business, a deal. I give you one, you give me one. That's great. It's a business. It's a contract. It's clear and it's a contract. And then is this other level, Aini. Aini breaks all the rules and puts you in a place to be so aware of yourself and the other that you can answer with correspondence, answering with correspondence. So there's no rule, there's no business, there's no deal, just you and the other dancing all the time. So that Aini could be giving away something. Aini could be receiving. Aini could be being passive. Aini could be being active. There's no rule. It's just intuition. It's just Sonko Chakwi. So this is the most difficult thing to understand for us. I mean, people who were educated in this domaining kind of vision of life, that we have to compete, we have to take, we have to be independent. Just pointing out to myself, to my life. And suddenly the Andean people say, you are forgetting something. You are not alone. You are sharing with other. So community. So the dance, you and the other, you and life, you and Pachamama, you and the people who is sharing with you life. It's essential. You have to be in 90. You have to be in 90. That's if you are in 90, you achieve not happiness, but alincausa. Alincausa is translated as good life. Good life is shared. You can have good life if you succeed in some just you in a place you live. The successful is the successful of everyone, not just human beings, but trees and cats and butterflies and uh, mosquitoes. Everyone should win, and that's sign. That's good life. So I want to I want to give you all those words, ideas, and stories to point out that we need to change our lives. In some way, we need to change our lives. We have this in-kill. In-kill is a beautiful word. It's like flourishing garden in our heart. Sometimes we forget to look after it, but we need to come back and be gardeners of our heart, being gardeners of our landscape, being gardeners to look after the precious and precarious little things in our life. Well, it's a bit late. I've been trying to give you some uh, some general images, general feelings about how the Andean people live and think and feel and love the relationship with life. We're gonna have one more encounter next Saturday. Actually, tomorrow we're gonna have a little chat. If you have any questions, just please join me in the same day, same hour. It's gonna be 4 p.m. East time. We're gonna open the WhatsApp group and we can talk about what you felt, what you think, what you agree or don't agree about what we shared. So please join me in the chat. We're gonna share some music. I love to share music. We're gonna share some poems. We're gonna share as well an invitation because maybe you realize that next Saturday is gonna be different. We're gonna meet in a Zoom meeting because Saturday is starting our new space of training. We already opened this place, this space 1 year ago. We call it Paco, and we're gonna go open this new space of training where we're gonna merge the Paco, the healer training, and the Kanchari, the Kanchari yoga training together. So we can have the possibility to train ourselves in the healer path, the mystical healer path. We think that we think no. We saw many times with the students that were having this training with us, that walk together in the Andean landscape 1 month ago, that this could be a life-changing experience, that it could transform your life and it could transform life of the people around you, the environment around you, the ways you take decisions. So if you feel that this could be your path, your spiritual path, and your healer path, that this is so beautiful of the Andean people. They have um, spiritual and practical path in the same way. They say that they are priests or priestesses to encounter the spirits, the mystical part, and then they bring back that wisdom, that energy, that um, intuitions back to the community, and they become healers. So they're priests and they're healers. So that's the kind of path we are trying to share. That's the kind of path that I assumed many years ago, and that's why I'm offering you this possibility to join us in this integral training. Intense. It's gonna be 4 month weekly classes. It could be intense, and at the end, maybe some of you are gonna take the decision to join us and walk in the Andes to take the initiations from the Masters of Chaos Nation. So this ends in a pilgrimage in April 2024. A pilgrimage to practice all the rituals we're gonna share with you online. We're gonna practice them on site, face to face, facing these powerful wakas, these powerful apus, meeting the priests and priestesses of Keros Nation, and closing that cycle that could transform you, me, everyone who can give the heart to the path. So I'm gonna share with you the link if you want to know more about this training. But actually, you're gonna be invited for the first class next Saturday. It's gonna be open to everyone who were following us in all these free training days. It's gonna be open to everyone next Saturday. We're gonna have the first class of this integral training, and I'm gonna give you the link here so you can look for all the details of this training. And please join us tomorrow in the chat, join us next Saturday. Maybe it could be uh, it could be the thing, the answer you are looking for. Maybe it could be the answer that you are looking for. So thank you for being there. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Clara Luz. Thank you, and hope you join us tomorrow, next Saturday. And a big hug From my heart to your heart. Urpichai Sonkochai. Dora, thank you. Thank you for being there. Urpichai Sonkochai. Urpichai Sonkochai. Urpichai Sonkochai. We repeat it 3 times. Thank you. Thank you. See you tomorrow in the chat in the WhatsApp group on Saturday. Bye bye.